Hi ladies and gents, Pond here with another video for Rise of Empires, Ice and Fire. Thank you so much for your previous likes, comments and subscriptions to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, why not click on that button and ring the bell so you can get notifications whenever I'm dropping content on the channel. And now onto the topic of this video, and we are into Castle Era 2 Road to Prosperity Lord equipment. So this kicked off yesterday. There's been a few changes in the last 36 hours, so I just wanted to delay a little bit in terms of doing my first video on this. Obviously, I have been kind of learning along with the rest of you for the last 36 hours. So let's get into it and have a look at first off what's going on. So extension pack Castle Era 2 unveiled. Thank you for all the time you spent with us. The Rise of Empires now releases a new extension pack, Castle Era 2 Road to Prosperity. In this expansion pack, we bring you a variety of fun events such as Exception, Fertile Land and Second to None. Meanwhile, many new features including Lord equipment, mine caves and the new arena and population breakthrough will be unveiled shortly, one after another. In this expansion pack, the administration will also make the following changes to the Marauder gameplay. We have a new boss called the Woodward is now available. Beat Woodward to get materials for making Lord equipment. There is also a chance to get Lord equipment directly, which will not be displayed in the battle report. You may check it out in your equipment depot. Moreover, the Emperor of each province will be able to activate a special buff which will grant you double the rewards after you beat Woodward. Please update the game to version 2.0.1 or later versions to access the content. Now, when it talks about dropping equipment from attacking a Woodward, it's going to look like this. So you'll get an equipment obtained notification on the screen if you do get equipment from a Woodward. And you can get more than one from one battle. So that's what that's going to look like. In terms of the Woodwards themselves, we'll check those out in a minute. But I just want to talk about something that's been going on in the last 24 hours, which is we've had a couple of messages regarding adjustments to the equipment. So first off, yesterday we had this equipment beta version adjustment email, which said, which was at +19, is now equipment is now available for testing, and this feature has received much attention and discussion since testing. The administration has received feedback from numerous lords in various feedback channels. Based on comprehensive considerations, the equipment attribute will now be optimized as a whole. This optimization will result in a 50% reduction in all equipment attributes. Thank you for your understanding and support. The administration has always been committed to bringing you a better experience. Okay, let's talk about, first off, received feedback from numerous lords. I have a community group with leaders from many states in the game, free-to-play players, super spenders, everything in between. Not one person mentioned about the stats or the attributes being too meta in my group yesterday. I then asked Pablo L from L96, he's got an unofficial group on Viber, nearly 3,000 members. Looked through the chat, basically nothing about it being overpowered. So either someone is influencing the developers on their decision and they're doing it backhandedly, or through the VIP access they have, or the developers are just lying on this point, because I don't understand how I can have access to thousands of players and no one was talking about this. Everyone was talking about the fact that the Woodwards took up too much of your stamina, and also you had to choose whether you wanted to do those or a Zoltan. That was what all the chat was about. So 50% reduction. I obtained a piece of equipment yesterday. It was giving me a +12 HP boost. After this message, cut to +6. So bit of a disappointment there. Then we've had another email at +50, around +15 today, saying to provide you with a better experience, we are now optimizing and adjusting the attributes of the equipment again. So then they've listed the original attributes of the level 5 and level 10 different types of equipment, because you can have 8 different types of equipment but only equip 4 at a time, and they've effectively reduced them by half, or in some instances even more. So like Sword of Thorns, originally it would improve your combat speed by between 1 and 16. Now it's only doing it by 1 and 8. Thorn Armor used to increase soldier HP between 0.5 and 8%. Now it's only between 0.1 and 2%. So that's actually been nerfed by 400%. Right? So I don't know. They're kind of changing it as they go along. My main point on this is that, first off, this equipment is currently it's a random generated resource, so anyone can get lucky and obtain a piece of equipment that is going to give you better stats, because all of these equipment, when you obtain them, they have various levels of buff to on the main stat, and then they can have between 1 and 4 extra attributes that they will improve on your, towards your army, whether it be tactical might or whatever. So I don't understand what the problem is, because everyone was kind of excited that it was a level playing field for everyone. It was really good for free-to-play players, that they could potentially get something that is finally better than like a spender. Spenders, let's be honest, if you're a top spender and you've got all these extra attributes from skins, hero skins, decorations, you name it, all maxed research, so playing against a free-to-play player who's got an extra 10 HP on one of these pieces of equipment is not going to make a jot of difference. So, yeah, for me, I am a bit disappointed that they've started changing the attributes and nerfing them by so much. I really don't think it was necessary. And also, I don't see where the demand is coming from the community in general. I just don't see it. Okay, that's my rant about that. Let's get on to the actual practicalities of it. So you get 3 new buildings in your account. First off, you've got the Alchemy workshop, which is where you can kind of equip your Lord equipment, and you've got a depot that shows where everything is. And then we've got this forge option, which currently isn't available. Equipment, you've got a menu where you can add 4 pieces of equipment. So if you obtain something new like this, you can equip it. Basically, equipment is going to have an equipment rating. The higher the rating, the better the equipment. So this is going to, Amulet of Thorns is going to increase my soldier damage by 2%. Obviously, damage is a really key attribute. It's better than this one that is only increasing it by 1%. Even though this does have random attributes. When joining rally attack, soldiers might increases by 0.5%. When starting rally attack, soldiers' resistance increases by 0.5%. And soldiers' might increases by 0.8% across the board. So this is how, and then you see this one also has like 3 different attributes as well, but slightly different levels of stats. So I'm going to chuck that on there. So I've got my 4 pieces of equipment on there, and this is my total score. The better your pieces of equipment, the higher the score. You can see, as I say, the forge is not ready yet. Equipment compendium, this will show you the different types of equipment. So as I say, you've got 8 different types of equipment: Sword of Thorns, Thorn Armor, Amulet of Thorns, Ring of Thorns, Ominous Axe, Ominous Armor, Ominous Amulet, Ominous Covenant. These then have different attributes. So you can see that this Sword of Thorns, at the max level of 10, can increase combat speed between 1 and 20. Then you get the 1 to 4 random attributes, which is all of these kind of different options. I'm not going to go through them in depth, but you can see at level 5, you're only getting between 1 and 16. 16 is going to be the max. How you make a level 10, it's still unknown. I've asked for information. I haven't got it yet. So if I get any more information on when the forgery is going to be available, I will let you know. Depot just shows, as I say, where all your equipment is. We do have the item exchange. Now, this is similar to what we've seen before in terms of like the bar being able to exchange your hero token, tokens, etc. You get 9 options available, and they do refresh, and they will cost you a certain amount of one of the 4 different types of ores. And you can buy like a level Thrive Ring of Thorns. That's another Thorns sword, Thorn Armor, etc. So you've got 2 options here. You can actually, if you say don't have enough of that ore, you can spend 50 gems and lock it in so that it will not disappear at the next refresh. So if I said, say, oh, I want to get this Sword of Thorns, that looks good, I can lock it in, and then you can see it's locked. And it's only costing 50, say, to lock in another one. So that's kind of a good attribute that you might not lose something that you might want to gain. And then you've got this material for forging level 5 equipment. Probably you're going to be obtaining quite a few of these already. So that's mineral store. They're not upgradable. They're just, you've put them in from day one and they're there to be used. Outside of that, let's look on the world map at these at the third building. So up here we've got a new icon, which is for your Fortress of Glory. I've already placed it. You just place it, you click on that, you place it like you would a resource plot, basically. So we'll click on where I am. Now you want to be, so this is the new mines that they've talked about. So there are 4 different mines where you can get the 4 different types of ore. 1 different type of mine appears each day. And what you want to be doing is, there are multiple mines on the map, but as you can see from what we're doing in COH, you can see that one of the R4s or the R5 has placed a marker to say that we want to rally here. Now, there is a reason for that. So once you've placed, you want to place your fortress as close as you can, and you can upgrade your fortress. So mine is currently just level 1. To upgrade it, it's going to cost you certain amounts of ores. When you increase the fortress level, that'll increase the amount of load of the ore you can mine each time, and it increases the capacity, because obviously if you're mining all day and you mine for 8 hours at a time, then you could potentially max out how much you can store. Once you've maxed your capacity, that's it. So I'm actually going to upgrade mine. You also need to have a certain level of population. I'll talk about population in a minute. So these are the amounts you need to upgrade. And I'm not going to have enough to upgrade to level 5. But that's what you're going to need. 415,000, 415,000, 415,000, 166,000 and 180,000 population. And that's going to increase the capacity to 32 million. So those capacities increase quite a lot. Now, if you look at Fortress of Glory on the information, build the Fortress of Glory to unlock the miner team. Send the miner team to transport mineral resources from the mines. You could get rich mineral resources and rare equipment through transportation. Upgrade the Fortress of Glory to unlock more queues. Transport more resources and raise the storage cap. You can also shield your Fortress of Glory, because you would potentially need a peace shield, because particularly at the weekends, if there's going to be mines at the weekends, because if you click on another fortress, you can attack it, and I presume you're going to raid and loot some of the resources in that building, and it does have an attribute in terms of its demolition value, because it's got 100% bar there. So I presume it can be zeroed. At the end of the day, once you've done resources, you can also recall your Fortress of Glory if you want to move it to a different mine spot, for instance. Onto the mine. You can see here, Crag Mine Cave. So this is what we've had today. It's refreshing in just under 7 hours. So that's going to be the end of the day. Build the Fortress of Glory to unlock the miner team. Send the miner team. The more the population, the more miner teams in your alliance, the more resources you can transport. And the more the population in your castle, the higher the transport efficiency. So you can see you can only have 100 people mining at a time. It shows the storage amount there. The alliance miner queue, so that's how many of you from your alliance are in there. And you can see that you're getting a transport amount of your core amount, which I've increased to 34 by increasing my Fortress of Glory level. And then I'm getting an extra 21 at a time, because we've got 23 of us mining at this place. And this is showing how much I've transported and how much transportation time is left. If we also go to mine queue, it will then show you a bit of information, so you can share it like you can everything else. It gives the same information. And if we click on here, you can see then this is my crew going backwards and forwards to the mine. And up here, we've got an efficiency of 120%, because I've got my population max. So this is really important, that you're going to need to feed your tavern with food and ale so that you can get this efficiency increase. It just increases from 100% to 120%. Base load, so it's 29 each time plus the 5 extra from the efficiency. The bigger the ratio of the current population cap, the higher the transport efficiency. After you go to another province, the transport efficiency will remain to be efficient at the point when you leave the province. I presume if you're doing either going to Eden or if you're doing KE potentially, because this is all kind of kept completely separate. And then the capacity, the mineral resources will be transported to and stored in the fortress depot. When the depot is full, the miner team cannot transport more. Upgrade the Fortress of Glory to raise the depot capacity. The mineral resources can be used to redeem other items in the mineral store, as we've seen. And it shows you how much you've got of the 4 different ores. So you've got lava stone, emerald stone, frost stone, and then Apollo stone, which seems to be the rarer of the 4. As we often see, you kind of get 3 general items and then a rare item. And as you can see, you can unlock the miner team 2 when you reach level 5 of your Fortress of Glory. Of course, having another miner team means you can double the amount that you can mine. So that is the mining. Still with me, hopefully, guys. We also have up here the Road to Prosperity event. So from yesterday this started, there were 3 tasks a day. Today it was use 1200 minutes of speed ups, gather 4,000 mineral resources, and defeat a Woodward 5 times. This is giving like a level 5 Amulet of Thorns, a level 5 Thorn Armor, a level 5 Casting Core, Ominous Armor Casting Drawing, which you're going to be using for forging. And then you've got all the kind of ores that you can get. So I'm going to claim all of those. And then we're on to Fertile Land. So this, each day, we started with Lava Mine yesterday. Now we've got Crag Mine. As I say, it's only 1 mine a day at the moment. You do get a little reward each day from there. And then if you click Go To, that will take you to a mine on the map. But if you come out of the map, you should be able to zoom in a little bit. So there you go. The mines kind of come up like this icon here. And you can just zoom in to find them. So that's how the mines work. If you want to find your Fortress of Glory at any point, you can just click on it and then click on the coordinates to go back there. Back on the Road to Prosperity event page, so on to Second to None. So this is where you've got your Emperor's message to improve the bonus for killing the Marauder, and that lasts for 8 hours. Emperors will have to unlock that from the Emperor's screen. There is currently a reward for the number of Woodwards that you're killing, and that is, so like Beacon has killed 52 over the last 2 days, and there's also alliance rankings as well for the total that each alliance are killing. And this, at the end of the event, whoever's ranked first will get these kind of rewards. That's a level 10 Ominous Axe Casting Drawing, so I'm sure that's going to be good. As usual with these kind of things, the rewards don't look that amazing, if I'm honest with you. But you could get lucky with a really positive, like good reward from the equipment. And then you've got Strongest Lord, which is basically showing who has the most powerful piece of equipment so far. Everyone can only get a level 5 piece of equipment so far, and this guy from State 871 has got a Sword of Thorns that is giving a combat speed increase of 16, soldier resistance increased by 4%, might increased by 6%, and resistance increased by 6% when joining rallies. So away from the Strongest Lord event, and this just shows kill the Woodward for a chance to receive rare equipment. Each piece of equipment will have a power score based on its category and attributes. On the leaderboard, Lords will be ranked by the power score of the piece of equipment they have. The leaderboard will be updated every 10 minutes. You may tap the equipment item to view its attributes, as we just did. On the map, 2 new Marauders that we have to kill. We already know about the Sinister miners. Currently, you can attack 20 a day. They're level 10. They give the chance for you to obtain either one of the 4 ores, or you can get casting drawings as well. And currently now they only take 10 stamina, and once this event is over and you've upgraded to version 2.02, it will drop down so that you only can attack 10 a day. And then finally, the other thing is the Woodwards, which again are dropping the weapons, obviously. Now the big thing about these is they're level 25. It's just one or the other. They are going to be really rare if you're in a populated state, because obviously everyone's trying to get them at the moment. And what you've got to remember is, like a Zoltan or a Giant, only the first 10 will give you a reward. Will give you a reward, and only the very first one will give you the bonus. So the problem with that is, and this is what a lot of people are complaining about, is that when you are attacking, say, the Woodward, you're prioritizing your Lord equipment, but you're actually you're having to choose between that and, say, obtaining orichalcum from a Zoltan or gold from a giant. So this is why it's a bit controversial. You can see, like, for instance, there I got the level 5 ominous armor casting, plus I did get a reward like I showed you on the screenshot. So I personally would like to see the devs change this. I don't understand why they make it so difficult. You have to choose. We all need orichalcum to upgrade our castles to level 30, and that's going to then upgrade everything else. Particularly for free-to-play players, you know, attacking Zoltans is one of the main ways of obtaining orichalcum every day. So if you can only, you're having to choose whether to attack, say, 5 Zoltans and 5 Woodwards. Personally, I would like to see the total available kept separate, or considered to be separate, and also that you would get a bonus for the first hit of each type of rally every day. I think that would be a fair gameplay mechanic, and I know a lot of people are really unhappy with how this is all set up. So there we go. I know this has been a really long video. Spent the first 5 minutes talking about the attributes and everything else. I'm sure I haven't answered all your questions, but I've really tried my best to fit in as much information as I could. So I hope you found this useful. Be interested to hear your comments. Has anyone complained to the devs? You know, you can message me in game privately if you want. Where am I? I'm in state 90. I'm at 669612. I promise confidentiality. I just want to know if anyone has actually complained to the devs about the high level of these attributes initially yesterday. I'd be really interested to know that. What are your thoughts on this new system? Obviously, it's called Lord Equipment. You know, you can go to it from your main Lord menu. So it's not, you know, it's designed as overall bonuses to attributes for all of your troops. They're obviously making a big deal out of it. Currently, it's random and available. It's a level playing field for everyone. They have said they're not planning to put packs in for this, but we'll have to wait and see. But maybe how you forge it and upgrade it is going to be interesting. I don't know. So yeah, please do pop your comments in the comment section down below. And if you like this video, please click on that like. And if you could also share this video and my channel in your Alliance chat, Province chat, and through Line, WhatsApp, Viber, Discord, whatever you use to communicate with your fellow players in the game, that would be very much appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.